Hey everyone, it's Types, and today I decided that we need to talk about Lost Zone some more. I've talked about it in the past, but it's a really good deck. And also it's probably one of the hardest decks um to pl- to like build. And it's also kind of hard to play, but like it's really hard to build because there are a lot of different ways. And today I'm gonna be covering the different, in my opinion, different cards you can include. There are obviously some different Pokemon specifically. There's obviously a wide variety of trainers, and you could even include other Pokemon, but the other ones probably aren't the best. So I don't know. This is the list we're rocking with. I don't think there's anything too important we're missing, and I'm actually going to add in a tier here that's just going to be the cards I'm currently talking about. So there we go. First of all, let's talk about Comfey. Actually, let's change these. Oh, yeah. For some reason, this is on Tier Maker. It's kind of weird at times. So yeah, let's hopefully it works out fine. But because they like change stuff. And anyway, that doesn't really matter. So let's start talking about Comfey. Let's talk about like the core cards. Comfey. I wouldn't say Rainy Grinch is a core card. I'd say Cramorant and Sableye. Um, and then yeah, that's fine. And I'll pop Giratina here as well. It's not necessarily a core in every build, but obviously it is its own build. I'll put Goodra here too, and I'll put the Radiance. So these are like kind of the core cards to different builds of Lost Zone. Obviously, Comfey's S tier. Arguably, it doesn't belong here. It is Lost Zone, right? So that's S tier. Cramorant is also going to be S tier. I feel like Cramorant and Sableye are two interesting cards. They're like super core. They don't hit super hard. One's like early game, one's late game. In my opinion, Cramorant should be probably two of them pretty much every Lost Zone deck. You always play one. It attacks for free. It's just super consistent, and doesn't have any major downsides. It's HP isn't that high. Its damage output's not that high, but it's not like it's bad or anything. It's just good. Um, Sableye is good. There's Jirachi though, which is a bit of a problem. It obviously it like stops Sableye, but doesn't completely stop Sableye. Um, I don't know. I'd say it's uh, is it S or is it A? I'll put an S. It's obviously very important. I still think it's very good for Lost Zone, and it like kind of defines Lost Zone. I think pretty much every Lost Zone deck should still be running Sableye. It's very good, and obviously it's not a lot of natural synergy. Giratina will be A. Obviously, you don't play it in every build, and it doesn't have insane. I mean, it's powerful. It's a little awkward and can be a little clunky, but it's very good. Arguably, Giratina Lost Zone is the best deck in the game. Um, I personally wouldn't say it is, but it's up there, top like two or three. And then Goodra is fine. Obviously, Goodra isn't as played. It's not anywhere near as played. I'll leave it. I'd say the B or C. I'll put it in. Honestly, I'll put it in C. I think it gets like one shot by a lot of stuff. So, um, like it doesn't have that great survivability. It's fine, but like honestly, Giratina survives the same stuff Goodra does. So at that point, just run Giratina because it hits harder and is more synergy with Lost Zone and better typing and all that stuff. Radiant Charizard, Radiant Greninja. I'm gonna put them both in A tier. Before I would have put Radiant Greninja in S tier, as in like an insane attacker. But right now I'd say Radiant Charizard is coming up a bit more into its own. Radiant Greninja in Giratina isn't the best. I know some people really loved it, but now it's even dropping off some in favor of a few different types of Pokemon, like Dark and I guess that's about it. But that is still like a thing that people are doing. Let's see. Let's talk about the attacks, like the hard counters now. So we got these aren't all hard counters, but Manaphy is not as much, but Jirachi is, Minior is, and um, and Drapion for the most part is. I'd say Drapion's a B. It's pretty good. Obviously, it's good against Mew. It can be good against Guardy for carrying like the Guardy EX in certain builds. It's not like super great at that. It's fine. And then you have I don't know. It's just pretty good. I feel like Drapion's a pretty easy inclusion, and I feel like Mew's a very solid deck right now. It's a very played deck, and it's an awkward matchup for Lost Zone if you're not running this. I don't think there's any other card here that makes it like a great matchup. I think Radiant Charizard helps, and there are options, but I think Drapion's very good. If you're running for Steel Stone, I would run Drapion. Um, And even if you're not, I still might run Drapion. Minior is honestly not that good. I'll put it in. Well, not that I'm that good in Lost Zone. It's just good in other decks. I'll put in D. I honestly don't think. I think Lost Zone probably is pretty good against. It's their counter to Snorlax Control, which is very good. Snorlax Control is arguably the best deck again, but it's also like you play like 12 Switch, and you have a lot of attackers, so you should be able to do the stuff that you want. You can attack with pretty much everything. There obviously are some issues, but overall, that matchup is somewhat luck dependent, but I wouldn't play Minior in the deck. And then you also, and you can like run out of energy too. Like I wouldn't do Minior. Next up, Jirachi. I would not play Jirachi either. I'm gonna put it in F. Honestly, I feel like it's pretty bad. It obviously helps against the mirror. No, I'll put it in D. I guess it sneaks its way into D. It's help against Medicham and it helps in the mirror. But the mirror, you have like Switch Cart, which isn't necessarily like broken or does the same thing, but it's still pretty solid. And then against Medicham, it's okay. But honestly, I don't think it's worth it. Manaphy, I'll put in. It's either B or C. I'll put it in B. It's probably good. Obviously, like rating cringe is a bit of a problem, and that's mostly it for spread for like that type of spread, but it's still a problem. So yeah, I'd say B tier. I'd probably include Manaphy Index. Next up, we got. I'll do the basics. So we got like the solid attacking basics. We got ourselves. What do we have? We got this is like a big mess of cards. What do I grab? I need Roaring Moon. I need Iron Valley. Yeah, let's just do it like this. So I'll talk about these guys next. Anything else belong here? Obviously, there are other attacking basics, but I'll take out Zamazenta. I'll pop in Glimmer Moltres. All these will be the two prize attacking basics. Then Crabominable as well. I think Dragonite V is still good. I'll put in B. It's pretty much where it's always been. I've never loved it, but I think it's still good. It's obviously it's pretty hard. So it's pretty good. Iron Hands is really good right now. It's A. It's not like super broken, but it's good and it helps in the mirror a lot. It helps in single prize decks a lot. Taking extra prizes is always good. It's kind of like very important to the deck as well, or taking multiple prizes, I should say. And then Sableye does that. Radiant Greninja does that, but Iron Hands really does that. So I'd say Iron Hands is a card that you really would like to play. It is pretty good. Raikou, I'll also put in B. It's not as committal as Dragonite, but it also doesn't hit as hard. It's fine though. I'd say that you should pretty much, if you're playing one, you should probably play both. They're obviously a little different, but I'd play Raikou. Arguably Iron Hands does feel a similar to Raikou, but not like really. They're kind of different. Raikou provides a tiny bit of draw. Is like it's just a more reliable attacker for just, or it's more like consistent. It doesn't hit as hard, but it's pretty good. And honestly, probably hits harder than Iron Hands. We got ourselves Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon's going to be in B as well. Obviously, it can hit really hard. And the big thing holding it back is its typing. Its typing is pretty awkward. So yeah, I'd say it's B. I'm being like the energy type, not the weakness it hits is actually pretty good. It is counter Mew, but I'd play Drapion over that. It can like one shot, but then it almost dies, so that's kind of bad. I was gonna say sketchy. It's bad. And its other attack is just pretty mediocre. There are other Pokemon with similar attacks, so it's fine. Like I guess Roaring Moon, I could put it in C as well. I'll leave it in B. It's fine. Iron Valiant, I'll put in B as well. Super generic. And the tiers, by the way, are not ordered. Although I'd say S tier probably is ordered. But Iron Valiant is it obviously has like a decent ability. It has a decent attack, and it can use the tools, but it's not like that broken or anything. It's fine. I'd say it's worth running sometimes, but it's not like anything crazy. Glenn Moltres V, like, why do you run this? I mean, it's not the worst card ever, but it's not that good. I'd probably put it in D. I wouldn't really recommend playing it, even if you were running like Roaring Moon. It hits less, and it damages yourself. It's just not that good. Shaman, it is a grass attacker. It's a two prizer, has low HP, but not like crazy low, and it does like potentially one shot stuff. Obviously, you'd only play this in Giratina. I know some lists play it not in Giratina, but I wouldn't recommend playing anything else. It's not particularly good, but it is a card. I think Crabominable V is fine. I'll put in B as well. Naturally pairs with certain like ways of like pinging Sableye, Radiant Greninja, Iron Valiant. We'll talk about Hawlucha. Does a number of things. It's fine. I mean, it's a nice finisher. It does also obviously it does mill, which is kind of fun, but no, it's actually probably C. It's not particularly good, but it is playable. Next, talk about the random evolutions that I've seen pop up. So. I think I'm missing Regigigas, but let's be honest, Regigigas. Oh no, I'm not. It's right there. It's not like that good. I'll put Zard in here as well. Zard's like different, but honestly, I think Zard in Lost Zone is like bad. I wouldn't do that. I'm gonna put in F. I don't think Charizard is a bad card. I don't even think the deck's like bad, but I definitely think it's worse than regular Lost Zone. It's worse than regular Charizard. I would not recommend Charizard EX Lost Zone. I don't think it's particularly good, and I don't think it makes particularly good use of the things that you have. It's not like me putting an F kind of says it's pure trash. It's not, but the combo of the cards together isn't like is far from this way to play either of them. Now we got Palkia played, I think, towards list and a bunch of lists, but yeah, this card is not very good. I'll put it in D. It's not like the worst. Theoretically, it could be good, but it's not consistent enough or fast enough to get what you want within Lost Zone. Palkia is like a pretty solid card, but not in Lost Zone. Alolan Vulpix V-Star, in my opinion, is a much more interesting consideration, but I'll only put in C tier. It doesn't wall off quite enough stuff that you're hoping for. When you look at a lot of attackers on this list, most of them don't have abilities. Actually, some of them do. It might be like half, but might even be more than half. But like, enough don't that you're still just gonna die. You can get switched around. Someone next play Rope. Your V-Star power obviously isn't that good either. Can be nice against Mew, but like play Drapion. And then we got Regigigas. Regigigas is fine. It does 230 for 3. It has an ability that like discards, it has high HP. I'd say it's probably the best. There's just like the straight stage ones or stage one equivalents. To pop into the Lost Zone, it's not like super good, but it's fine and it has a lot of HP and tankiness and its damage output's good. And it doesn't like loss in energy like Giratina. I would play Giratina over this, but there is a place for Regigigas. Then Lycanroc, like this is played by All Out Blitzel. What's Lycanroc do? I think it does like snipe, and it does like it has like insta kill attack, but the insta kill attack's not good. But the snipe is 190 and 30 snipe isn't particularly good. Honestly, I'm gonna say Lycanroc's also F. I wouldn't really recommend that. I moved Drapion. No, bro, come on, give me Lycanroc. No, F. There we go. Okay, Lycanroc F tier, not the best. It is pretty bad. I would not really recommend it. Gives up 3 prizes, which isn't good, obviously. Doesn't do that much. I don't think it's very good. Let's talk about some of the single prize attacking options, which are these. That's not one. I probably should include Spiritomb. I'll just put I'm just gonna pop all the rest of these Pokemon into this list. So first of all, I'm actually gonna talk about TM Devolution first. Obviously, it's pretty good. I honestly put it in A tier. It's super good for devolving. Obviously, that's just what it does. But devolving stage 2s to basics is just like super good, both in terms of amount of HP reduced and the fact that you just forced him to like you undid a rare candy, which is a pretty big deal. It's very good. I think it should be played in most Lost Zone lists. Zamazenta, you'd probably just play in Goodra, but it's pretty good in Goodra. It's arguably the best attack on Goodra. You could play it in non Goodra. I'll put it in. Nah, it's going in. It's going in C. Its energy typing is not particularly good. Kyogre is fine. It's snipe based, obviously, and it's also inconsistent. I'm going to put it in B. I don't really like it. It's pretty solid, but I don't really like it. I'm going to just leave it in B. Tropius is not good. I'm going to put that in F as well. It is a grass attacker, but it doesn't actually one shot. And then it just isn't good. I'd say Shaymin is better because it hits harder. Yeah, Tropius. Don't play Tropius. And then Galarian Moltres, very similar to Radiant Charizard, but my opinion is it's just directly worse. I'm going to put in C. I don't really think Galarian Moltres is worth running. It obviously the same typing as Roaring Moon, but it's not really like similar to Roaring Moon. And as I said, it's similar to Radiant Charizard. So in some sense, if you want to do Radiant Greninja, Radiant Greninja, and you add like an equivalent to Radiant Charizard, you could run Galarian Moltres, but I wouldn't do that. Its energy typing is just a bit awkward. Next up, we got Terrakion. And again, another Aqua Energy typing. It's 120, and then you're immune. But keep in mind that your opponent can just like switch and gust and stuff, and then that probably happens. I'm gonna put this in D. I wouldn't really recommend running Terrakion. I think it has some use, but it's a bit inconsistent. And not very good. Groudon is like an energy ramp style fighting attacker. This is not the mill one. This is the one played in Garchomp sometimes. It's not even good in Garchomp. It's definitely not good in Lost Zone. Unfortunately, going to end up in F tier. Same thing with the Iron Bundle. I don't think Iron Bundle is very good. Yeah, very good. I originally wanted to try. I think I played it in the video. I'm not sure if I did. It might have gotten cut before the video, which is super rare. But it I don't know. It's not good. There's not too much to say about it. Articuno boosting Cram. I wouldn't play. I know some people can. I'd say C is like playable and B is playable generally. I wouldn't really play any of these cards in D. But yeah, Articuno is playable. It's not particularly good though. It's only 10 damage. It takes up a bench spot. And like 10 damage just isn't a ton. It can help in math sometimes, but you could just play a bunch of Articunos. But let's be honest, who does that? I'm actually gonna move Iron Metal up one. No, Iron Bundle stays there actually. Ditto, I also wouldn't play. I know some people play this. It like switches out. It like thins your deck, but that's not really what you want with Lost Zone. Lost Zone, you have trouble fitting everything. I'd say this is bad. I'd say Ditto is not good in the deck. Spiritomb counters some things. I guess it's C. I don't really know what it's used for. It's like finding its Mew. It's okay, but actually I'll put it in B. No, I won't put it in B. I think C is fine. I don't really recommend it. Obviously, it does like turn off Mew. It does turn off Lumineon, but like the Mew VMAX deck with the Genesect, it turns off the Genesect. But I don't think it's good enough. Like it doesn't provide a ton of value, and you're kind of just hoping as well for like the Lumineon thing. Speaking, I don't know. We'll wait till the end to do Lumineon, but Hawlucha is fine. Actually, no, it's probably bad. I'd say it's D. Because it does get extra damage, obviously, but I'd just rather play Iron Valiant because all Hawlucha does is extra damage. There are a lot of times where it's not useful. If your opponent plays Jirachi, which a lot of people do, I don't think it's very good, but a lot of people do, and it essentially the one thing it does stop is Hawlucha into Sableye plays. So yeah, you're being targeted. You're not doing good, and you're still being targeted. Hawlucha isn't stopped by Jirachi, but the Sableye is, and then so you can't take those like two crucial prizes. So yeah, I wouldn't do Hawlucha. Mew is probably where does Mew go? It's a D, I guess. I don't think Mew EX is very good in Lost Zone. Obviously, it can be a useful attacker. It does have some like versatility. It's like the most versatile Pokemon, or it's the most like I don't know. It's really nice. It's good, but it's not super powerful ever really. So yeah, I'd say Mew is gonna end up in D. Because it doesn't provide a ton of value ever, and it's low HP. It's just a bit of a liability. Pidgeot, I also don't know why like people run this. I don't think it's very good. I could be C. I mean, actually, no, yeah, I don't think people play Force Heal Stone as much now. They all usually do, but they don't always play it. And that's the only reason they use it. It can like tank, I guess. It can counter control sort of, but most controllers run Crabominable. Well, most Snorlax controllers run Crabominable. Other controllers also sometimes run Crabominable. And then I'd say Lumineon is C. Lumineon is fine. Not that good though. Oops, I switched the tiers. But yeah, I think this is a very solid tier list. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts down below, though. Obviously, there are some other cards you could run in Lost Zone, but I think Lost Zone's really good. Like, even if you play these like F tier cards, they are playable. They were played and did well in tournaments, I think. Yeah, and then so yeah, I'm not really big on like certain specific attacks, as you can see, except for Drapion. I think Drapion's pretty good. Underplayed right now, but pretty solid. As I said, the tier list isn't ordered either. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed though. As I said, if you did, consider subscribing. Helps out the channel a lot, and commenting down below your thoughts as well if you think I messed up anything. But I hope you enjoyed, and as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.